You catch
So
me
we're gonna
here first.
We're gonna you were here when we got with the ting, right? Epiphany moment. Now, sometimes people say with constructor brush, like, how many times should I scrub? And I've seen this video of a very famous online personality who takes about 3 to 4 minutes per window. And that means that he doesn't understand agitation really well. So you can see here, I can clean these windows. They're a year, they're dirty. Have a look up here, Harry, when you look up towards the light. You can see how dirty they are. They're really dirty. But I only have to go over once with the mop, and what is on the glass will come off with the squeegee, yeah?
So talk about how this relates to constructor.
Yeah, so when Erase to Cone first came out with the squeegee, right, it didn't look like this. And this is what I think happened. He would have come out with his mop, right, and then he would have taught people this. And compared to paper, this would have been the fastest way to clean a glass. Straight pulls. Oh, I splashed. And so if you relate to it, the water-fed kit came out, and it was basically a broom, a soft broom with jets drilled into it. We used to do this, remember? Yep. When we were back in Sydney. We used to buy brushes, truck brushes, and we used to drill the holes and hammer little jets in and then squash the tube on. And so for 30, 40 years, nobody's ever really come up. This was, if we go here, Tommy Tucker's technique was this. He would say, you agitate the bottom half, then you agitate...
Jesse says change your rubber.
No, it's brand new. Then you agitate the top half, and then you agitate the whole window. This is Tommy Tucker's technique, right?
For a water-fed brush.
For a water-fed brush, going back in the very beginning. So that would be that technique there. And then he would, because you only had pencil jets, it would be like this. Yeah? So I'm using a squeegee to show how inefficient water-fed would be if it was actually a squeegee, because you've got to chase that dirty water off the glass, yeah? And you can only chase off on hydrophobic glass, you can only chase off an inch at a time. And you'd have to go down like that. Now you'd never do that. You'd never do that with a squeegee, right? Why? Because it's 50 years later, and we've all learnt how to clean windows much faster than that. So for our agitation phase, we'll go across and down, something like this. And that's it. Maybe I didn't even need to do that much. And then we'll do this, up to the center, across to the corner, and down the frame. Up to the center, across to the corner, and down the frame. And now, I've only got the dirty water in the middle of the glass.
And then you're explaining this is the constructor style.
This is the constructor style, which is actually the fastest technique. Way to use a squeegee as well. Yeah. And then, so with constructor, we would then do a straight pull there, and a straight pull there. So I suppose the point I said, Harry, look, this is really interesting because I'm actually cleaning the windows in the office. And it's interesting because constructor brush is the only tool with the technique, and the irony is that the technique that we've been able to adopt, not from when we first brought out constructor, but from the 3 years of intense Facebook interaction with customers and users, some of them happy, some of them not happy, but always moving us forward, towards a better, a faster, better, safer experience. And so now we can say with constructor, we know exactly how much time you need to spend on the glass. And here's the point. This is a traditional, typical mop. If this couldn't get those concretions off the glass in one stroke or maybe 2 strokes across the glass, then I would change the tool. I'd go and get a porcupine or something like that from Epiphany or Unga. And if that didn't work, then I'd go and get my white doodlebug pad and I'd be scrubbing away. If that doesn't work, I go and get my triple O or quadruple O steel wool. And if that doesn't work, I got to go and get a blade. If that doesn't work, I got to go and get some chemicals like One Restore or Crystal Clear. Yeah. So that's what a professional window cleaner does. He knows how to get something off the glass into solution, and then the solution off the glass in the fastest possible time. That's your excretions, concretions, and pollutions. Yeah. You've got to get them off the glass. Like, if we don't, in water-fed terms, if we don't rinse properly, we're going to leave spots. But it's exactly the same in traditional. If I don't squeegee properly, like if I don't squeegee at all, that'll dry, and all the concretions, excretions, and pollutions will still be on the glass. And similarly, if I rinse, if you do this, yeah, that's quite fun.
That's brilliant.
That's
the way you teach water fed. You teach it with a squeegee.
Let's do that again. That's exactly the way to do it. Look at that. That's amazing. All right.
You catch
So
me
we're
here
gonna-
first.
We're going to you were here when we got with the ting, right? Epiphany moment. So this is what happens. You've agitated the glass, and now your concretions, excretions, and pollutions are in solution. You like that?
That's so.
And so then you have hydrophobic glass. You have hydrophobic glass. And so what happens with hydrophobic glass, you get your little pencil jets. So now I'm going to use a squeegee as if it's pencil jets, and you'll go across the top edge, and then somebody will come across like this, and then he'll rinse like this, and then he'll rinse like this, and he'll rinse like this, and he'll rinse like this, and he'll rinse like this. And what he's done is he hasn't, because it's hydrophobic, the water's just rivered down here. He hasn't rinsed all the dirty solution off the glass. With constructor brush, the answer is that we've been able to combine, like if you think of the wagtail, I haven't got it, oh yeah, I've got one here, in my gunslinger. Say, the wagtail and the Mormon have combined two tools into one, but not two steps into one. The constructor, right, has combined two tools into one. So it would be like, coming to a window and doing this, yeah, except with straight pulls, yeah. So you'd basically here's a good idea, right? This is live, so I'm thinking out loud. All right, I don't have to wet it up, right? So it's like coming to a window and having this tool here, and you.
And what is this again?
This is what the constructor brush does. It
Okay.
agitates and rinses in the same time. And this is the way it would work, yeah? And then you'd come up to the top, across to the corner, and down, right? That's 2 and 1. And then you would come up, you basically come up, so I can come up, and then I can come down, and I can come up, and I can come down. Now obviously the squeegee's narrower. So, but that's the logic of constructor brush. Agitate on the upstroke, rinse on the downstroke. You get that? Okay, so the constructor brush's job is to agitate on the upstroke and rinse on the downstroke.
Go again.
Agitation, rinse in the same action.
So
Agitate on the upstroke, rinse on the downstroke. And you're off the glass. As quickly, no different than you saw me, I can mop this glass up like this. And it's done. That's ready to squeegee now. All the dirt, because it's only dust, is now in solution, right? And then the problem with water fed is that if I take my over-the-top jets and wet above where I've agitated, it doesn't happen so much with mullions, but then I would introduce dirt that's up here and bring it into my rinse water. So I have to, at the top, just to deal with the top, I have to do this. I have to come across, I have to angle the brush. That's why side to side is there. But if you have a look at this, if I do this and now I come down, right, I haven't cleaned the corner. Even if I put this all the way to there, like these are the jets, right? So if I come across like this and then come down, I'm always going to miss the corner because you can't put that in the corner and that in the corner. Mm-hmm. So that's why when you look at constructor brush, I know everybody gave somebody else advice that you want the jets all the way to the outside edge, and everybody's told me that for the last 3 years. And I tell you, if I really believed it and I thought it was right for sure, we would have done it sometime in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money on mold changes.
We listen.
Yeah.
We listen, but we listen to the ideas and then think about it and
Yeah.
go, is that the right way or and you need to work out. This is not good.
There's a science to it, and I'm looking at the science. I'm looking at how to clean windows faster, better, safer. So this is what we did. We said we can avoid the top frame and keep the squeegee as the jets, right? So we can avoid the top frame. When we get into the corner, we need to be able to get into the corner with the bristles up here, right?
Let's try this.
So we'll come across from here. So the squeegee is the jets and the applicator are the bristles, and we come across here, and the jets can't get into the corner, right? Even in that example there. So then you're going to come around like this and down, but you're going to have missed the corner. So with Constructor, so you can see the example, Constructor has jets in here, right, in the end cap. So when you come into the corner, the bristles are going to go into the corner, but the jets are going to clean the corner. And that's what's unique about Constructor brush, which a rinse bar across the top of any other brush can't do. It can't agitate and rinse a corner at the same time. Now, if I wanted to agitate and rinse the corner, I've got to do this. So come and have a look at this. So I've got my jets all the way to the edge, and now I want to take that squeegee into the corner. What do I have to do? I have to bring my mop up, and now my water is above. Yeah. So now the water is going to wet the frame and introduce the unagitated, the non-agitated concretions, excretions, and pollutions.
Jason Hatch says it is just like having the tool called the flip, only the squeegee is right behind the mop, like a water.
Yes, but it's not the same because I'll show you. I just actually took the flip off. Okay, so the logic of flick is that you have two tools in one. So you'll wet up the window, with one tool. I got to remember the technique, right? So now it's wet. Then you flick back, and now you go,
And that's why it's different.
Yeah. So
the reason why you're explaining it is because it's different to.
It's two tools in one, but it's not two processes in one.
There you go. Say it again.
Yeah. This is two tools in one, but it's not two processes in one. Like Constructor brush combines agitation and rinse into the same, not only the same tool, which is a water-fed brush, but it combines them into the same action. Agitate on the up, rinse on the down. Agitate on the up, rinse on the down. And then you can see the difference. So Harrison asked me before, why did I take this off? Well, you have a look at it. If you have a look how far I have to travel to wet this up, even if I try and be efficient. Across and down, yep. And then I'm going to come up and across and down, and then up and down and up, and I'm off. Now, if I took a bigger mop, I know you guys all know this, but for Harrison, if I take a bigger mop, I can do...
But the same concept is right for water-fed.
Exactly. So we make, 12-inch, 16-inch, 20-inch, 24-inch. I'm just having a look.
And a 36-inch.
So the same with this. If I had to clean this glass with a 12-inch, then even across and down, and then up and down and up and down, right? That still looks really efficient. But have a look at this. Across and down, and up and down. Yeah, maybe it just doesn't quite overlap. If it overlapped in the middle, let's say it overlapped in the middle, then it would be up and down, and in a storefront, that would be enough. It's agitating and rinsing at the same time. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, I'm puffed. I've got more windows to clean. Any questions? Fire away, and then we'll sign out.